Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not.
Manny is one of the dudes that I think definitely deserves to be in. Manny always has been and always will be one of my favorites because of the way he fights. I mean, a guy to come back after being knocked out in his two.
How do you feel about Manny Pacquiao?
No, I love Manny, and I'm glad Manny going in too.
Some nice ones. Thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but
Boxing experts are sharing their thoughts on the Manny Pacquiao versus MarioBarrios fight. Oscar de la Hoya has shown full support, saying he hopes the best for Pacquiao. He strongly believes Pacquiao can win, calling him a true legend in boxing. De la Hoya says Manny's long experience and strong heart still give him a real chance to beat a younger fighter like Barrios.
I wish him all the best.
Father, I love him. Can he do it? Father?
Can he do it? Absolutely. Manny Pacquiao's
Oscar,
he's a legend. You know,
some nice ones. Thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr. speaks with great respect, calling Manny Pacquiao one of the best fighters ever. His praise is not just for Manny's wins, but for how he always took on the toughest opponents. Jones finds Pacquiao's return exciting because it gives fans a chance to see flashes of his past greatness. He hopes Pacquiao can beat younger fighters and prove that true legends still have something left. His support reflects what many fans feel: some greats never truly fade.
How do you feel about Manny Pacquiao?
No, I love Manny, and I'm glad Manny going in too. Manny is one of the dudes that I think definitely deserves to be in. Manny always has been and always will be one of my favorites because of the way he fights. I mean, a guy to come back after being knocked out in two of his first three fights, then come back and do all the things that Manny did. That story is also just as awesome as Manny Pacquiao's story. You feel me? I mean, come on. Most guys can't bounce back from a knockout period. He got knocked out early in his career twice and came back and did all this.
Eddie Hearn shares both respect and caution about Pacquiao's return. As a promoter who's seen many fighters come and go, he knows how risky comeback fights can be. Hearn doesn't question Manny's talent. He agrees few can match Pacquiao's achievements, but he stresses that time out of the ring makes a big difference. Long breaks affect sharpness and conditioning, especially when facing younger, active fighters like Barrios. While Hearn admits Pacquiao may still beat many, he warns fans not to expect the Pacquiao of old and to respect his legacy without dreaming too big.
It's a very contentious subject, like, you know, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, you know, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up. You know, and people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Ricky Hatton raises serious concerns about how far boxing is pushing aging stars. He sees the Pacquiao versus Barrios fight as part of a trend, where older fighters are allowed back into tough matches. That may hurt them more than help. Hatton, thinking back to his own career and others like Mike Tyson's late return, says boxing officials aren't strict enough anymore. He doesn't say Pacquiao lacks skill, but he does question whether he should still be competing at such a high level.
4 years he's fighting for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing thing. You know, if you can let 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then, well, Manny Pacquiao going back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But if Manny's coming back though, you know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul, Manny's come back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't, he's got that on a previous successes, hasn't he? You know,
yeah,
for what, straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. All of a sudden he decided to make a comeback. They put him straight in at #1 contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think he's been, did you say 5th, Joe? He's been already placed 5th in the world ranking.
5th in the, how can he be placed back in the top 10?
Comeback fight of it.
Yeah, you know, when you've been retired years and, you know, currently on your previous, he was a hell of a fighter a few years back, but we don't know what he's going to be like today. So, you know, you'd like to think you'd have a couple of warm-up fights so we can say, yeah, and then get him in. But boxing these days, I think the money's everything in it.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. You know what I mean? When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit past myself by the day. You know, I'd had one or two. You know, I wasn't a master of defense like Floyd Mayweather. I'd take 4 to get one in sometimes.
Ben Shalom joins the talk with strong concern. As a promoter, he understands the excitement of having a star like Pacquiao headline a big fight, but he also feels it's important to protect fighters, especially when they are past their best. Shalom says while Pacquiao's name draws huge attention, the cost to his health often gets ignored. He mentions other former champions who suffered greatly, both physically and emotionally, after pushing their careers too far.
Thank you to Manny Pacquiao. Unbelievable career that we may never have a career like that again. I want you to take with you, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, is moments. By taking themselves out of a comfort zone, challenging themselves. And Manny Pacquiao is a dinosaur when it last of a dying breed. We're not going to see too many fighters like this ever again. And Pacquiao is going to be the type of fighter that we tell our kids about. Pacquiao has 20 wins, greater than some of your favorite fighters' best win. Manny Pacquiao has 3 Hall of Fame careers in one, winning legit titles in 8 different weight classes. Pacquiao's legacy will age better and better and better. Times go on and on and on. A fighter like Floyd Mayweather, I think his legacy will diminish a little bit. Salute to Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time.
Ryan Campbell sees both sides of Pacquiao's comeback. He admits Pacquiao isn't the same fighter he used to be, since age affects everyone. But he also believes that great fighters can still deliver amazing moments, no matter how old they are. Pointing to George Foreman's famous return, Campbell reminds people that boxing often surprises us. He doesn't say Pacquiao will win, but he believes there's still a chance for something special.
Up for a Senate position in the Philippines, so we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great, and this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion, MarioBarrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around. Yep. People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Greg Hackett gives a harsh but honest opinion, removing any feel-good storylines. To him, this fight isn't about legacy or honor, it's all business. He says that if this fight had happened when Pacquiao was in his prime, Barrios wouldn't have had a shot. But things are different now. Hackett argues that Pacquiao is no longer a threat, just a big name that helps sell tickets. He believes this is more of a marketing move than a real test of skill.
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios' ass. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might fuck around and beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but, you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like on some shit like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he could make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like this. And that's a fight you know you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans want to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is Manny Pacquiao has a die-hard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You Stanionis, you Boobs, you Brian Norman.
Yeah, but he want to steal as much as he can steal. You know what I mean? Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money and you want to do great things, but not so great where I get in there with a guy that'll kill me right now. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, fuck it. I'll fuck with Pacquiao. He damn near 50 years old. I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So these dudes different anyway. They different. If I was Barrios, I wouldn't entertain Pacquiao. I'd be on that hunt for the rest of them straps.
Even though videos show Manny Pacquiao training hard and full of confidence, many boxing insiders still feel nervous. They worry that his body may not handle the real fight well. Even if his mind and spirit are strong, training is one thing, but fighting a younger, hungry opponent like Barrios is another. Experts are especially worried about Pacquiao's reaction time, ability to take punches, and endurance over several rounds.
This is a bad idea. Out of nowhere, the WBC decides they want their welterweight champion, MarioBarrios, to defend his belt against Manny Pacquiao. About 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago, I would have said hells yeah if we had a Manny Pacquiao championship fight. But Manny's been retired for 4 years. He's 46 years old. His last fight was in 2021, and he lost to Ugas in a unanimous decision. I watched his exhibition bout against the kickboxer guy in Japan. And again, I think people will look at this and go, well, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, and yeah, that happened. And I also said that Mike was going to get really badly hurt, and it was a terrible idea for him to do that. There were some health issues and everything else. Luckily, Mike didn't get super hurt in the fight, but this is a world championship level fight against a sitting world champion, and Manny does not belong in there. And again, I'm worried that he's going to get hurt badly.
From a business view, Pacquiao's comeback makes perfect sense. His name still draws huge attention in the boxing world, and a big fight with him brings in massive interest. Some feel this match isn't really about titles, but more about making money. Barrios is young and appealing to fans, and this matchup is designed to get people talking. To some analysts, it's less about sport and more about smart promotion.
The reason why I wanted that to happen is that if Manny Pacquiao is really considering of coming back to professional boxing, I think that would be a good measurement and sign and a marketing for him when he returned to boxing.
Fans online have different feelings about Manny's return. Some cheer him on and call him brave, while others think he's pushing it too far. A lot of fans are worried about his health. They fear that another tough fight could damage the almost perfect legacy he's built. Some say Pacquiao has already done enough in boxing and shouldn't risk injury or defeat at this stage of his life.
Manny Pacquiao versus MarioBarrios is a done deal. Fight will either happen July 19th or July 26th in Las Vegas or San Antonio. And it's not going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be free on Amazon Prime. Whew. We blast Jake Paul for these types of fights. And yet a current world champion and MarioBarrios is going to go after Manny Pacquiao. Listen, I get it. You get to share the ring with the legend of Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest to all ever do it. But he's been retired now. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Manny Pacquiao did not look good in his previous exhibition he did last year either. MarioBarrios should easily run laps around Manny Pacquiao, destroy him. Why are we wasting time with this type of fight? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Listen.
Manny Pacquiao may have personal reasons for returning to the ring, but many critics think it's a bad idea. The boxing world has seen too many older fighters suffer when trying to come back, His opponent, Mario Barrios, isn't just younger, he's also sharp, active, and motivated. That's a dangerous mix when going up against someone who hasn't fought seriously in years.
We could have Brian Norman Jr. versus Barrios, but we're getting Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not in his fighting years no more. And then can he make 147? And then you're letting him fight for the belt. To me, that doesn't make any type of sense. And then if he beats Barrios, let's say hypothetically he beats him, is he gonna unify? Because Boots, that's sitting in the lamp to the slaughter. Brian Norman, that's sitting on the lamp to slaughter. Like, this doesn't make no sense. These young fighters, like, they can really hurt Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao couldn't even handle Ugas. Like, just think about how this is all playing out. It doesn't make sense. This fight shouldn't be made. Like, there's other fighters that Barrios can fight. Like, he could try to fight Boots because I think...
Tim Bradley speaks plainly about Pacquiao's comeback. He believes most fighters return after retirement because of money. In Bradley's view, this fight isn't about legacy, it's about one last payday. While he respects everything Pacquiao has done, he says this bout seems like a final attempt to cash in. He also thinks Barrios is a smart choice for an opponent, young, skilled, and likely to test Pacquiao's limits.
Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, you know, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. One. Two, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. You know, that Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. So, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I actually think he can beat Bar.
A lot of people, you know, from that side saying that, you know, Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao been negotiating the fight and everything. And I'm gonna just be real, honestly, man. I don't care for this fight because I don't care to see Manny Pacquiao back fighting again in the ring. Like, it serves no justice seeing Manny Pacquiao after we just seen him fight in the exhibition and was, you know, not looking good at all in this exhibition. Like, he did not look good in the exhibition fight at all. So I really don't want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, I mean, he gets a big payday and he gets to put a legend on his resume. And I think Mario Barrios would definitely win this fight because I just don't think Manny Pacquiao has any gas left in the tank to fight, you know, at an elite level like he did in the past. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see him mess up his legend over trying to come back and fight, you know, a younger fighter when, you know, Manny Pacquiao, he's way out of his prime. So I don't want to see this fight in particular for real, but yeah, Manny Pacquiao, like, damn, they're close to 50, man. Like, come on, man. It was hard watching Manny Pacquiao in the exhibition fight that we seen him in a few months ago. Like, shit, that's why Ryan Garcia was about to fight the damn dude, because Manny Pacquiao was getting clipped in that shit, man. For real. He was getting clipped, man. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to see Manny Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying, fight anybody. I don't even